variable to balance 2, still your balance one variable will have 1000 only. So here what they did, they have assigned like 500 here. So that previous value is gone and new value is assigned. Okay. So you can assign a new value to the variable. The previous value will be lost. Now coming to the object type variables, hold the references to the object. Okay. I'll make you understand like what is this holding references to the objects. Consider this example, okay? Alice gets a $1,000 gift card from Macy's. So Alice is getting $1,000 from whom? Macy's. Okay. Here, this is the declaration of the object. This is the way you declare an object. Okay. For example, you have in a yesterday's class we have discussed like for car there are certain properties like color, manufacturing date, etc. So here the car will be an object which has some certain properties. So how do you define a car as an object? Okay, here you are defining gift card. Alice is equal to new gift card of Macy's 100. So this particular thing has a 100. Here you can understand this Alice. This is the gift card object which has a properties like name, balance. So here gift card is an object. Uh, you can see like gift card has some name and it has a balance like 1000. Okay. This object type variables also name a memory location, but the memory is too small to hold an object. It can only hold a reference pointer to the object. Okay. This gift card is holding the reference to a pointer. Okay, I think in like C language you have gone through the concept of pointers. Okay, in the similar way as C language pointers concept, here your gift card has the property name and balance. Okay, and it is pointing to a string called Macy. Here you can see like Macy is a thing which is held by this particular thing. Okay, this is a string. What is the reference actually? E72634. This is the reference it is carrying out. Okay. This is the allies which is pointing to the gift card. Okay. So this is one of the example. Now Bob takes allies gift card. Now see here what happens in the previous example. You have the object called this thing, right? This object allies is assigned to the Bob. So now what happens? The same thing you can observe here, but you can see a dotted arrow like LIC is assigned to Bob. So Bob will have the same reference as LIC only. So assigning LIC to Bob copies the reference from the LIC to Bob. We say Bob is an alias for LIC. Okay, alias is nothing but the term which we use like instead of kind of thing, alias names and all. So this example you can see like Bob spends $60. Alice can see that her card now has only 40. Now consider the previous example only. You have Alice which has the object declaration here and it is pointing to Macy which has a 100. So now the Alice is assigned to Bob. So what happened? Bob has invoked a function called buy goods in which he has only 60. Okay, what will be the balance? See, Alice has 100. Bob has spent some 60 rupees. Then the balance will be like 40. Buy goods function, it has some function which has done some purchase or something. So after that, the balance will be, the gift card will have 40. Alice and Bob both are referring to the gift card, and this is a pointer to a string. So these are the certain examples. Okay, I think up now I think it will be enough for your standard. So here in this PowerPoint presentation, you can see like a primitive. It's a like non-heap memory which you have learned these memory concepts in your C language. So in the similar way, see an object, it has a value called 17. Okay, here the object is pointing to a heap memory, whereas primitive is saving here, and object is a pointing to an another heap memory. Okay. So now coming to the numeric and string literals, number values are represented internally as a precision floating point values. The number values are represented internally as a double precision floating point values. So number literals can either be integer or float. Integer means you can have a values like 50, 100, 1, 2, 3 kind of things. Float means it will be followed by some values like 100.5, 100.02 or 100.20 kind of things. Okay. Float values may have a decimal and or an exponent. It can have exponent also. So a string literal is denoted by either a single or double quotes. For the string, it will be like a text containing a double quotes or a single quotes. And there is no difference between the single and double quotes. So however the quote representation is, there will be no difference in the text. Okay. Certain characters may be escaped in strings. In strings, certain characters we can escape it, and like slash single quotation or slash double quotation. To use a quote in a string, delimited by the same quotes. So you can have a double slash to use a literal backspace. Okay. The empty string or has no characters. Here you can see like a quoted value, single quoted value and double quoted value which has no text within it like this. So you can see like it is an empty string kind of thing. So these are the different properties about the string literals. So strings can be contained in either single or double quotes, and some characters of the string can be escaped by using the backslash things. And empty string means you can have an empty text, like no text containing in the quotations. Coming to the other primitive types. So these primitive types we have already seen, right? Null, undefined and boolean. So null is nothing but a single value null keyword. So as we discussed previously, like reserved keywords should not be used as a normal text. Okay. So whenever you use null, make sure that it is a reserved keyword and it should be used only for a particular purpose. So some var x is equal to null means it has nothing in it. Even 0 is not considered as null. Null is nothing. Okay. A variable that is used but has not been declared or been assigned a value has a null value. So whenever you declare a variable and like var x is equal var x has some memory, okay, but you have not assigned any value to the x. So then what the x value will contain is null. Okay, null, it will have null. It is not considered as 0. Okay, it is null. Using a null value usually causes an error. Actually, whenever we want to manipulate or do something with the x variable, we have to do the assignment properly. Okay, otherwise this null may cause a certain problems. Undefined, a single value undefined. However, undefined is not itself a reserved keyword, so it is not a reserved keyword as a null. Okay, the value of a variable that is declared but not assigned a value. Here you can see the difference, like a variable that is used but not has been declared. Okay, the main difference between null and undefined is, for example, there is a variable called as x. So for any variable, you have to declare the variable, like whether it is a var means it's a variable, int means it is an integer, string or double or float. These are the kind of data types. So the variable that is used, we have used the variable x in our application, but we did not declare it, but we did not assign it a data type. Then what happens? The value will have a null value. Okay. So whatever the variable, that is not declared as int or string or variable or a double or float, and we have used it in our application, then then it will have a value called as a null. Whereas undefined means we are declaring a variable like var x. Okay, we are declaring the variable with a data type var or int or string. Then what happened, the value of the variable that is declared but not assigned a value, we haven't assigned any value, then the value of x will be like undefined, we are not defining any value. So without declaration, if we use the variable in our application, then it will be a null. So after the declaration, we haven't assigned any variable, then it will be undefined. Okay, now coming to the boolean. Boolean has two values, that is true and false. So for example, some functions we can get a Boolean values as an output, like some color is equal to, for example, we are validating a gender like male or female. So the gender is equal to male. We can return a Boolean value like yes, it is true or something. Okay. Now coming to the declaring variables, so that the JavaScript is dynamically typed, that is variables do not have declared types. So whatever variables we use in our application, we need to declare the variables. Like for example, variable x is equal to 10. So it's a variable, or int x is equal to kind of thing like integer. Okay. So a variable can hold different types of values at different times during the program execution. Okay. Depending on the data types of the variable, it should hold the respective values. For example, if it is a string, then it should hold a variable which has a text kind of notation, but not the integers. So we need to declare the variables first, and then respectively we can initialize. Declaration and initialization can be done in the same line itself. For example, var x is equal to 10. Here var x is a variable which has a type variable, and it has some value assigned, that is nothing but a 10. So here you can do this line in two lines also. Var x semicolon x is equal to 10, or var x is equal to 10 in a same line. So you can see like here a variable is declared using the keyword var counter index. Pi is equal to 3.14. This is quarter black something text. Star flag is equal to true. So here every time we need to use a var for the declaring counter, and for this particular counter declaration we can give a value like var counter is equal to 10. Okay. Now coming to the operators concept in JavaScript. Okay. Numeric operators. So standard arithmetic. So you know the arithmetic operators like plus, multiply, addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, and moduli. So these kind of standard arithmetic operations we can perform using the JavaScript. And there is an two more operators like increment and decrement, minus, and plus, plus. So these things we also use it in a shorthand notation also, that I will explain you. Increment and decrement differ in effect when used before and after a variable. For example, there is a certain difference between, for example, you have some x, okay? X minus minus is different from minus minus x. Similar way, x plus plus is different from plus plus x, okay? Assume that a value has 3 initially. So initially if you think like variable a, where a is equal to 3, okay? Your a value has 3. What you did is plus plus a and then multiply with 3. So plus plus a means what happens is here like you have this 3 here, okay? Plus plus 3 into 3, it will return a value called as 24. That I will show you with an example. When you use plus plus a and a plus plus, there is certain difference. A plus plus means a is equal to a plus 1. So what is meant by a here? A plus plus is equal to a plus 1. A will be 3. Okay. 3 plus 1 will be 4. Okay. Wait, I'll show you an example how it works. always a plus plus means it is increased by 1. Plus plus a means also it is increased by 1. But there is certain difference. Okay. We can have this a plus plus as a is equal to a plus 1 or a plus is equal to 1 also. Okay. I'll show you in a notepad. Okay. Okay, now I'm sharing my screen to all of you. So here you can see like a is equal to 0. For example, initially you have a is equal to 0. If of a plus 1, this is a type of comments we have. If of a plus plus, here what will happen? Here a will equal 1 because a plus plus is nothing but a is equal to a plus 1. A is equal to a plus 1. Okay. Or there is another notation like a plus is equal to 1. So these are the two kinds of notations for a plus plus. Okay. Here what will happen? Initially a is 0, a plus plus means a is equal to a plus 1, 0 plus 1, okay, which is nothing but 1. If a is equal to 0, consider plus plus a, okay. This will be true, but see, this will be true because a is equal to 0 is a condition. If of 0, this is not 0, this is 1, so it has written false. Here a is equal to 0 plus plus a means initially it will consider a value as 0 only. So the initial value will be 0. That is the reason that it has written true. Okay. You can see the practical use here. A is equal to 0. A plus less than 10. Okay. If it is less than 10, this is a for loop. So I will be explaining the loops in detail in further sessions. So just for understanding, I just mentioned here like initially we will start a is equal to 0 till a is 10. We will iterate the loop 10 times. This is the condition where we can iterate the loop. Okay. The last thing is a plus 1 or a plus plus. The output will be like it will be iterated 10 times. Here if you see plus plus a means it will iterate 9 times because so in tomorrow's session I will show you the like execution when I run on a browser and show you like how it is executing, getting executed. So a plus plus means a plus 1 plus plus a means initially whatever the value of a is 0, like a is equal to 0, then it will take a is equal only, then it will perform the addition operation. Here what happens, a is equal to 0 means it will do like first operation will be adding. So in case of plus plus here, the first operation will not be adding. It will consider the initial value of a is 0 only. Okay. Now coming to the precedence of the operators. So you have some order in which your operators will exist. Now coming to the order, plus plus, minus minus, and single minus. Unary minus is nothing but a single minus. The associativity will be on from a right side. Okay. Okay, this the associativity will be from a right side. So when considered to the star or slash or moduli, it will take from the left side. Okay, plus and minus will also be considered from the left hand side. So these are the certain operators which we can see the preference from the associative from the left hand side. This will be like plus is equal to means a plus is equal to is nothing but a is equal to a plus 1. It will take from the right hand side. A plus is equal to means a is equal to a plus 1 kind of thing. Okay. And this is the example you can find here where a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 4. So you have the common declaration where for all these things. So you have separated by comma. That's the reason where is applicable for a, b, c, d and also c. So for all the things, for all the values, those are separated by comma, have a single data type where you can declare in this way also. Now you have C and D as empty without any assignment. Okay. C is equal to 3 plus A into B. Okay. Star is first. So C is now 11. Okay. What happens here? A into B means 4 into 2. Okay. 4 into 2 plus 3. It will happen. So always the precedence multiplication has the highest preference when compared to the addition. So what will happen? First this multiplication is happened. 4 twos, okay? Then it is added to 3. So the output will be 11. But not this case. 3 plus A then into B, okay? D is equal to B slash A slash 2. So this slashes is associates left. So D is now 1 and it is not. Yeah, so I just got a question like what is equal to triple equal to. Okay, double equal to means it will compare only the values of the variables. For example, for example, we have a variable with value 2. Okay, a is equal to 2. If a has already some value which is 2, then a double equal to 2 will return true kind of thing. Okay, mean if value matches, that is a double equal to kind of thing. Triple equal to means the type should also match. Type is nothing but the data type. Okay, so comparing two strings, then it will return like triple equal to will be true. Okay, double equal to means only values, triple equal to means then it will come. In order to compare the data types, we will use the triple equal to, double equal to for comparing the only values of the variables. Now coming to the math object. Provides a collection of properties and methods useful for number values. So for all the kind of number manipulations, we can use this math object. This includes trigonometric functions such as sine and cos. So you have different trigonometric functions. As you have learned in your intermediate, we have different functions like sine, cos, tan. Okay. When used, the methods must be qualified as in. So this is a type how we declare a math object. math dot sign of x. Okay. Any mathematical functions we can perform using this math object. So now coming to the number object, what are the properties of the number object? You can have is like max underscore value, min underscore value, nan is nothing but not a number. Positive infinity, negative infinity, pi. So pi you know the value like 3.14. Okay. Operation resulting in errors return not a number. So generally, for validations and all, we will be using this not a number. Okay. Use is not a number of A to test if A is not a number. So this is a condition where we can test like whether it is a number or not a number. For example, your variable A has 10. Is nan of 10? Will it return true or false? No. Nan is a number. So it will return true or false based on the output. Okay. Two-string method converts a number to a string. So this two-string method helps us to convert a number to a string. Okay. This is one of the method. Now coming to the string concatenation. Okay. It is nothing but adding like a two strings. The operation plus is the string concatenation operation. In many cases, other types are automatically converted to string. Here, like numbers addition, you can have the concatenation of the strings also. Like for example, in one string you have hello, in another string you have world. You can concatenate these two strings as hello world. Okay, using the plus operator. Coming to the implicit type conversion, JavaScript attempts to convert the values in order to be able to perform operations. Okay. Here, in order to understand this, see an example. You have a string with double quotations August plus 1977 causes the number to be converted to a string and a concatenation to be performed. So here you have a string and it causes this number to be changed to a string and then a concatenation will be performed. In a similar way, 7 into 3 causes a string to be converted to a number and multiplication to be performed. So it will consider the string to be converted to a number. Okay, then it will have the operation performed. So this is a thing here. It is null is converted to 0 in a numeric context, undefined to not a number. So in numeric context, the null will be converted to 0 and not undefined will be converted to not a number. Okay, 0 is interpreted as a boolean false. All other numbers are interpreted as a true. So here for 1 and 0 you can consider 0 as a false and 1 as a true. This is kind of interpretation. Okay. The empty string is interpreted as boolean false and all strings including 0 as a boolean true. Other strings can be considered as a true. So undefined, not a number and null are all interpreted as a boolean false. So these three types of things you can consider it as a false. These are the kind of interpretations you can that can like implicit type conversions. Now coming to the explicit type conversions. I just want to share you a few points about the implicit type conversions. So these implicit conversions are performed whenever an expression of some type like T1 is used in the context. This does not accept that type but accept some other type. Okay, like T2. Then in particular thing what happens like when the expression is used as an argument when calling a function that is declared with the T2 as a parameter. You have two things like T1 and T2. Okay. Implicit conversions are performed whenever an expression of some type T1 is used in a context that does not accept that type. Okay. T1 type is used in some other context, some other scenario where it does not accept that type, but it accepts some other type. So the context where it accepts the type as different in some other context, then in that case this implicit conversions will come into the picture. Okay. I will provide you some notes, some detailed notes about the implicit type conversions, okay, to better understand. So now I'll provide you the examples, okay. Explicit type conversions, explicit conversion of number to string, okay. We can convert a string to a number, okay. Here see this number of a string. A string is 0 and number must begin the string and be followed by space or end of a string. Okay, this is the syntax. So parse int and parse float convert the beginning of a string but do not cause an error if a non-space follows the numerical part. So these are the methods for the explicit type conversions, like from explicit conversion of a string to a number, like parse int, parse float. So these are the things you often find in explicit type conversions. Here, like implicit and explicit is nothing but whatever we handle using a methods or kind of pass int and pass float that we explicitly do, okay, which does automatically we can consider it as an implicit, and which we perform some methods, we can call it as an explicit type of functions. So I'm just going to share you a few points. So in tomorrow's class, let us have some examples. Okay. Implicit means JavaScript engine in the browser will be there, right? So it automatically does the implicit type of conversions or JavaScript in a browser. So explicit means, as I mentioned, like we use it using the parse int and parse float, which we explicitly do, manually do. Okay, it does not happen by the JavaScript or nothing. So now coming to the string properties and methods. So we can have a certain coming to the string properties and methods. So one property length. Note to JavaScript program, Java programmers said this is not a method. Sorry, length is not a method. Okay. For example, if you want a length of a string, like it can have a 7 characters. So character position in strings begin at index 0. So whenever you access this string, it will consider the index from 0. From, for example, if you have some thing like Jntu, it has like three. The output will be like 3 because the index will start from 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Let us discuss about the string methods. So coming to the string methods, we have methods like character at the particular position. Okay, returns a character in the string object that is at the specified position. So caret of 0. For example, you got some number j and u. So what will be the caret of 0? It will be like j. Caret of 1 like n kind of things. Index of is nothing a number, okay, parameter. The index of is nothing but a one character string. For example, again, see the result like returns the position in the string object of the parameter. Okay, here returns a character in the string object that is at the specified position. So this is the difference between the two. Substring means we can get a part of a string. You can understand in that way. Okay. Returns the what will be the parameters going inside the substring is like two numbers from which position to which position. For example, there is some big name called institute. Okay, you want a substring like INSTITUTE. You want a substring from TITU. Okay, then you will give the index from 0, 1, 2. 2, comma 5 means whatever the things, the letters are there between 2 and 5. Just give me a second. Yeah, now coming to the two lowercase. Okay, two lowercase, the string methods will be like none. Two lowercase and two uppercase is nothing but you have a text in a uppercase, capital letters Divya. Then if you give two lowercase, it will convert the capital letter words into a smaller letters. So the vice versa will be like two uppercase. Okay. So these are the string methods, and these will be like parameters which go into it. Caret of 1, 0, number, index of a string, index of high, where it is in a particular, this is hello world. So index of high, where it is, it will return. Okay. Now coming to the type of operator. This type of operator will return like number or string or boolean for the primitive types. So primitive types we have discussed, right? It is a null, undefined, string, boolean and number. So in that it will return like if we give type of x. Okay, if x has 10, it will return the output like number. If x has hello, it will return the output as string. Okay, returns an object for an object or null. Assignment statements. Assignment statement is nothing but equal to. Okay, compound assignment statement is simple assignment or plain assignment statement is equal to, and compound assignment is plus is equal to, mean have multiple things. A plus is equal to means A is equal to A plus 1. So here we have plus as well as equal to, which is nothing but compound. So these are the examples of the compound assignments. A plus is equal to 7 means the same, A is equal to A plus 7. Next, coming to the date object. A date object represents a timestamp, that is a point in the time. A date object represents a timestamp. Timestamp is nothing but we can have different types of timestamps like date, particular time. It will return a timestamp. Okay, I will show you an example of timestamp how it looks. We want to get like what is the date. Okay. For example, if we have a function like, see here, return new date dot get time. For this date, today's date you will get and today's time we will get using this particular method. Okay, using this we can get the timestamp. So this is a kind of example. So what is meant by if and exclamatory, these are all things you'll just get to know in a further sessions. Okay. This will return like date, today's date and get time. So like date object is created with the new operator where now is equal to new date. Okay. Kind of see what will be the simple object notation is followed for the date also, where now equal to now will have the date object. Okay. This creates a date object for the time at which it was created. What will this return? Current date. Okay. Now coming to the date object methods. We have certain methods like to locale string, a string of the date information. Get date means the date of the month. For this month, you will get the date by using this method. Get month, you will get the month from 0 to 11, the range will be. Okay, January means it will consider 0, February 1, always the index starts from 0. Get day, today, date, okay. The day of the week as the number ranges from 0 to 6. Get full year, 2014, 2015 kind of things. Get time, the number of milliseconds since January 1st, 1970, it will return a millisecond format. Get hours, again this is like get month only. Month 0, we have 12 months from 0 to 11. Hours 24 hours, 0 to 23. Minutes 60 minutes, 0 to 59. Seconds 60 seconds, 0 to 59. Get milliseconds, not thousand, 0 to 999. So these are the different kind of date objects. Okay. So for today's session, I'm just ending it now because I just want to show you the examples till this slide in tomorrow's session, and then we can proceed further in the PPTs so that you will not forget the concepts. You can have a reference of the concepts with the examples. Okay. So in tomorrow's class, I will show you examples regarding all the slides. Okay. If any questions, you can